Hey, Fred. You guys had some issues executing against the zone offensively in that first game against Charlotte. Um, how did you feel like you guys attacked it today, and what are some of the things you feel like you can do differently going into the second game against Miami in a couple days?
I think we generated some good shots for a lot of the game. I think obviously there was a stretch there we got stuck on 85 or 83, whatever it was. We got stuck there for a while. So I mean, when it's just pass, shot, three, like there's gonna be ups and downs with that, and unfortunately, all our misses came at the same time. So I think just keep continue to run our stuff, run our actions, and try to put more pressure on the rim. Maybe get some easier looks, some layups, around the rim instead of just kind of throwing it around and shooting open threes. So this the beginning of that run, I think where we stalled out, I was kind of on the bench a little bit for some of that. So I wanna go back and look at. I'm gonna look at it when I get home and see exactly where we could have been better. But just didn't get good enough looks, I guess, or didn't make them when we got them. And obviously, when you do that against a zone, it's kind of a snowball effect. They get more aggressive, and as an offense, you kind of get on your heels a bit.
Do you like the idea of these two-game series, especially in a situation like this, after a loss like this, that you do get a chance to go home, watch the film, try and correct some things, and actually have an opportunity to test those things out against the same team in a couple days?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I've let go of all expectations or dislikes and likes a long time ago. We're getting through this season for what it is, and um, I'm not sure it's good, bad, or indifferent, but I guess there's something to it to try to play the team you just lost to, right? Right back. There's a little extra motivation there, but um, you just go into each game every night trying to get a win, and we didn't do that tonight. We'll try to bounce back on the next
I get it. Thanks, Freddie. Have a good night.
one. Thank you.
Next question goes to Michael Grange from Sportsnet.
Hey, Fred. What makes the Heat so tough to run against? I think you guys only got 3 fast break opportunities. I mean, you generated a fair number of turnovers, but what do they do well that prevents you from running out on them?
Yeah, I mean they're running back pretty hard. They're pretty physical. They're getting back, and so some of those turnovers we got decent opportunities, and some of them we didn't. So they don't send a ton to the glass. They kind of send one or two bigs to the glass, and everybody else is retreating. So they were getting back in their defense set. But that's something obviously we need to take more advantage of. Is when we do get the turnovers, we got to try to capitalize off of those a little bit better. But give that team credit. They play hard tonight. They play well. And they were just, the better team there down the stretch.
Appreciate it, Fred. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Aaron Rose from SI.com.
Hey, Fred. If you'll permit me a non-basketball question, I'm just wondering how you felt about today and if it meant anything to you in the political world.
No, not really. Not really. I'm gonna try to give you an answer, but I mean, listen. If anything, just try to be optimistic about going forward, and hopefully this symbolizes the start of a better 4 years in the political world than we had in the previous 4 years. But I definitely wasn't looking at this presidency as the hope and savior. They got to show and prove as well. And while we're happy to get the other guy out of there, we still got a lot of work to do, and whoever it is, whatever politicians that's in those fields and in those positions have to do more than they've been doing. And so hopefully we can go in a better direction.
Does Kamala Harris's vice presidency add a little bit more weight for you?
Yeah, it's big. It's big. It's symbolic. It's big as a woman first and foremost, and as a Black woman, to be the first vice president. I think that's huge. It's a great accomplishment. But like I said, I think we're past symbolic victory. So hopefully, they can do some good work in there, and I'm optimistic about it. But we still got to see it.
All right, Fred, 2 more questions for you. The first one goes to Doug Smith from the Toronto Star.
Right, all right, tonight.
Good. Been better, Doug, but
I know everybody has. You played your entire career alongside Kyle. He's closing in on 10,000 points as a Raptor. How have you seen his ability to score if he has to and not score if he doesn't have to evolve in those years?
I think he just has a good feel on the team and the situation and game to game. I saw him be, you know, more of a primary role. I saw him take a giant step back when we got Kawhi, and you know, I seen him last year and this year kind of jump back into that scoring mentality. So I think it's just a feel for him, and it's something that I've studied and watched him a bit. He's pretty good at knowing when we need him to score. And I like him aggressive all the time, but you know, I trust his judgment. And I thought he started off good tonight in that first quarter, and then kind of eased up a little bit, maybe too much. But you know, if we would have won, it would have been a great Kyle Lowry game. And when
Yeah.
you lose, you know, you can pick apart everybody's performance. So he's really a student of the game, and I think he's his biggest critic, and he definitely knows what's needed of him most times, and he does a great job of making those decisions. So he's one of the best I've seen at that.
In your relationship with him, though, are you able or do you need to go to him and say, hey, Kyle, we need you to get 30 tonight, or we need you to get 30 in these last 3 quarters because no one else is going? Are you at that point?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been at that point since my rookie year. I think I forced that. I forced that type of relationship on him. You know, I remember just being a rookie and shaking his hand before every game, telling me he was the best point guard in the NBA. And the first couple of times, he just kind of looked at me like, this kid is crazy. But it's not so much about the points, Doug. It's just more so being aggressive and getting to the rim, and that's what I mean by I trust his judgment. So as long as he's in attack mode, getting to the rim, drawing fouls, I think that allows the choices of do I shoot, do I pass to be a little bit better versus trying to quarterback everything. Sometimes he can get a little passive, you know, when he does that, but you know, he doesn't need any help from me to figure that out.
Maybe he does. Anyway, thanks, Fred. Appreciate the time as always.
Thank you.
Final question goes to Eric Corrine from The Athletic.
Fred, I hate to tell you this, but your lack of expectations and optimism have you veering dangerously towards sports writer territory. So you got to smile a bit. No, I'm just joking. I feel you. I got a non-game question for you. When you're contesting a three-pointer, how do you make the decision about whether to close out to touch or to fly by? And conversely, on offense, how much do you practice either like, you know, holding up or sidestepping, practicing for those flybys?
Yeah, I think the first part I would say for me personally is always personnel. And then the second part would be distance. So if I'm so super far away, I know I'm not going to get there, I might just have to jump and just hope that I make them readjust. You know, the percentages drop when a guy takes a dribble or takes a sidestep, pump fake, whatever. But if I'm close enough to press up, I'm always trying to press up first and not even let the guy shoot. And then you have a better chance to slide and catch the drive. So it's more like a personnel distance thing. If it's a great shooter, the Stephen Currys and those guys, you know, then obviously you're leaning more towards the, you know, being more aggressive than not. And secondly, I would say I work on those things just as much as, if not more than the regular catch and shoots, you know, because when teams guard me correctly, I don't get many step in, catch and shoot. So just being able to have more chances to get a shot up and to kind of raise your percentages on those type of different looks has been a focus of mine probably the last 3 years, two years for sure, maybe 3 years of side steps, one dribble pull-ups, shot fake, you know, that type of thing.